Ladies and gentlemen, your best man, Rob Sanzotta.
Thank you. Well, Lex, what can I say? You finally married your poopy-headed noonie muppets. Gotta get the right lighting. There comes a time in a person's life when they meet their one true love, their soulmate, that one person who will truly know and love them for the rest of their life. That moment came to Nick 24 years ago when he met me. For those of you who don't know, my name is Rob and I'm Nick's younger brother. When Nick asked me to be his best man, it was truly an honor, and I was actually very relieved because it's about time he told everyone that I truly am the best. I would also like to say how beautiful and stunning the bride looks tonight. Let's give it up for the bride. And you all as well. It's actually quite comforting to know that the small portion of our redneck family and friends didn't show up in overalls and a trucker hat yelling, "Get her done!" It's the lighting. There we go. Like many other siblings growing up, I tried to emulate my brother in many ways. Since Nick was usually a perfectly behaved child and older brother who never picked on me and was always... Nick, I can't read your chicken scratch, man, I'm sorry. For those of you who don't know, and a reminder for you that do, growing up, Nick and I were polar opposites. We would always fight, bicker, and annoy each other until finally Mom decided to take action with the almighty wooden spoon. It worked. Nicky and I differed in many ways. He was very smart, driven, and loved, and he also loved school. But me, on the other hand, I'd rather be all up on the MTV channel like, my name is Nicky was a huge mama's boy too. He never wanted to get in any trouble, never wanted to disappoint her mom or make her mad. But I, on the other hand, would love to cause some mischief. I also remember one day riding my bike through my mom's freshly planted garden, coming in the house and being like, "Sorry, Mama, I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to make you cry." However, there was a time as kids, something I'll never forget, where Nick showed me how and what a brother's bond really stood for. We both came home from school one day, and what do you know it, empty house. Nick went off to play his Nintendo, and I thought this was a perfect opportunity for me to exploit my lack of intelligence, seeing how flammable napkins are. So I picked the napkins up, brought them straight to the stove, and thought what any rational child would think at that age. What would Jesus do? Jesus had to have played with fire at some point in his life, right? Anyways, lit the bundle of napkins on fire, panicked for a little, made another brilliant decision by throwing the napkins in the trash can. While they're on fire, I started to scream and holler for Nick, and he came running. He put water in a bowl, tossed it onto the flames, eventually putting the flames out. Nick, you probably didn't know it, but at that moment, you did become my hero. Not only did he say it was both, but he disposed of all the evidence because he knew and I knew that if our mom ever found out, we'd both have to suffer the wrath of the almighty wooden spoon once again. Mom did come home later from work that night, and drilled us both with questions, asking us why the house smelled like burnt ash. But then we both looked at our mom, and then we said, "Mom, I promise." Like that one? All right, let's get to business. We all know that Nick went through a great deal of relationships throughout his life, eventually landing him to his one true love, Lexi. Past relationships with girls by the name of Carmen, Michelle, Gina, Stacy, Lauren, Olivia, Christy, Kelly. Nick, am I forgetting anyone? Gina, I think I mentioned her. Relax, everybody. If you don't know, that's a joke. It's completely a joke. I was first introduced to Lexi when she came to visit Nick for the first time. I remember instantly liking her for the fact that she didn't compare me to Nick like mostly everybody else did. And beyond that, she was just a good person. I felt like I could be myself around her without having to impress her, and I love you for that. She makes my brother happy and puts a smile on his face that I wasn't really used to seeing. In particular, there was one night at the townhouse when Nikki and I got into a heated argument. You sat us both down, and you had us hash it out right then and there. You never passed judgment, Lex, or you never took sides, because deep down you knew that it needed to be done. I can honestly say, Lexi, that you just might be the sole reason that me and my brother are today. Good applause that. So I just want to take the time to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for caring enough to break down those barriers that we couldn't break down ourselves. The truth of the matter is, I knew from then on you were here to stay for the long haul. You make my brother happy in so many ways, most of which I choose not to discuss because there are children present. That's for another time for everyone. Meet me at the bar later. We'll talk about it. Nick, even though we still have our ups and downs, I want you to know that I've always looked up to you, and that I am and always will be your biggest fan. And Lexi, I could not be any happier that you are now officially part of our family. I wish nothing but happiness, love, and success for the rest of your years.